Why do we collect pollen from honeybees? There are many reasons for collecting pollen from honeybees. The bee pollen is good for human health, but also effective for honeybees. Just as honeybees make excess honey, enough for us to harvest, they also collect excess pollen. Therefore, collecting bee pollen during a blooming season is not harmful to honeybees. Many studies have shown that, although honeybees can survive on pollen substitutes, to really thrive and maximize their potential, they need the real thing, or at least a mixture containing the real thing. The reason is that pollen substitutes lack more nutrients than providing real pollen. Therefore, there is no better source of protein than high-quality natural pollen. Pollen feeding by collecting from the same apiary is the best, because no threat of disease transfer from other apiaries. In the United States, commercial pollen can transmit the disease American foulbrood. It is recommended to collect and feed after confirming that there is no disease in your apiary. If you freeze it immediately after collecting bee pollen, you can store it for several years without destroying nutrients. How to feed pollen for honeybees. Feeding in powder form. Tools: grinder, large tray. Supplies: dry natural pollen 1 kilogram. Start with about 1 kilogram of pollen from a reliable source. It's best to collect pollen from your apiary. Grind small amounts of pollen pellets to produce dust that honeybees can forage. You may use a coffee grinder. Pour the dust on the tray and place it near the beehives. Few minutes later, honeybees bring their friends. If less ground pollen pellets remain after honeybees have taken all the dust, remove the tray at night and bring it into the house to prevent moisture absorption by the pollen. Regrind any pollen pellets left in the tray and add them back the next morning. Remember, feeding in powder form requires the labor of honeybees, so feed them only when they need more egg laying. Don't feed them when pollen comes in a lot. Click on the video above to look into the most comfortable high-quality pollen trap for honeybees.